Hey, yo, slow down for a second. Slow down. Hey, yo, Shaw, Brazil, hop up real quick. We're gonna get these niggas real quick. What they talking about? Just about a month ago, I was in a weird place, talking like they bout it. Come around, niggas scared straight. I've been locked in, no distractions for a year straight. This shit heavy duty, keep it coolly, pump your air brakes. One West, I don't hear the rhetoric. One West versus these cats, we ain't sweating shit. Pop it on the internet, you see them, they ain't saying shit. Nigga, who's you playing with? Stepping out the murder van, nothing they seen before. One hand wash the other hand, battle scars I needed dude. Living by the law, y'all can keep it cool. I've been organizing, strategizing, they ain't peeping though. This is not a drill, this is not a rental. What I look like, earn my stripes, man, I'm too official. They gon' say they knew me, but they don't know the new me. I'm glorious, notorious, Biggie with the cool. I wrote this on the loose sleeve, kicking shit like Bruce Lee. Never slipping blade under my pillow like it's loose teeth. This is how a soldier look, doing what I'm supposed to do. If you rockin', then I'm rockin', nigga, that's how soldiers move. Right.
South Coast shit, nigga.
Right.
UPK shoot south.
Soldier move, nigga. Soldier moves, nigga. Shaw. Okay.
Man, I hate when the pussy niggas speak to me, cause only one I talk to is beneath the sheets. I'm rude in speech, cavity, my fist might lose your teeth. Who is you to me? Now you can't even damn chew or eat, just fucking drink. But I take that way if you don't even think I'm off the leash. I'm humble but will still unleash. Talk big but shrink when you're around a damn righteous priest. I'm so unique and all my women thick, petite, I'm gone. I be on my level. Haters want my shine. Nigga, I ain't shit. I think they know I'm lying. But really, I ain't shit. Ain't enough crackers. I need a whole buffet, cause I ain't going backwards.
Let me tell you something. It's such a fool's game to think that you have to seek power. You have to seek the Most High, and you'll have all the power. I got more power, bro, than you could imagine, and I've sought none of it. Like, I got power.
All my soldiers.
I haven't sought none of it. I just want to work hard in this job. I want to be the best soldier I could be.
All my soldiers take over. All my soldiers take over. Yeah. Yo, come on. Yo, Kashak, pull off. And don't go backwards. Let's go.
Hey, y'all already know how South Coast doing this shit. South Coast, you know what I mean? We holding it down, brotherhood, South Coast skin, however you want to talk about it, however you want to do it. But one thing for sure, we ain't going backwards.
Back row.
You'll never see another nigga like this. Used to have that white bitch popping on the night shift. Now I'm one westward, sharper than an ice pick. On you rappers' necks and it's feeling like some vice grips. Yeah, that's light shit. Send my bro a kite quick. Ties of war, we ain't forget about you. Keep your light lit. Rappers can't see. Most of them scared to witness. Go on, close your eyes. There's one right here for the trenches. Bad bitches, natural hair or extensions. Hood niggas that'll probably grip
grip like some dentures. Brothers on them fences, 23 and 1 out. Praying that that commissary hit before it run out. Riches on the gram, dog filter with their tongue out. Couldn't stay home because they found the dugout. Closed casket, burner in the low jacket. My co-captain, riding on these whole rappers. My hoes fabulous. Now I don't mean that derogatory, but I'm a player and there's no my women riding for me. I avoided Maury. I got 2 jets. If I can't make it do for them, then I'm useless. Sit down that roof, Chris, with a couple bosses. After the war, just to count our losses. There's not many. You see a smile on my face, but I'm not friendly. Gun on my waist, sipping white Henny. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Waiting on the storm in my whole life. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Living in the storm in my whole life. My whole life. It's so melodic. When I be dropping this ebonics, this ghetto phonics, it got me on the level supersonic. My bomb atomic, and you know where you can find me. Somewhere probably folding this paper origami. My name is pure as the Sani. My wave is like a tsunami. I went from 0 to 100, feeling like Ricky Bobby. I made a deal with the Reaper. Got a couple wives, they some keepers. Talk a lot of shit, but you can't walk a mile in my sneakers. Bitches go to Miami, come home and change features. Now she got a BBL, her ass fatter. Trying to show up all them niggas that laughed at her. Now when they see her, they only wanna fuck her. They just wanna touch her, they don't wanna cuff her. They just wanna come and kick it with her like a punter. Turned her to a runner, now it's all aboard the train. Fenty on her face, but it's not concealing the pain, it's a shame. That's why I'm in the hood like some rap snacks. I know niggas kill you and your mama for a scat pack. Dark tint, matte black, they do it for half that. Had you like 90s, we see in a fucking trash bag. I'm from Philly, we don't do bank accounts, just cash app. I spit a verse and I just watch the time slow. This that guy flow, this that shit that rappers die for. This that uncut Tahoe Wall straight from Pablo Escobar. I be at the bar like Moscato. They think it's effort, but no, this that block work. Make the countermeasures, take pleasures, making an op hurt. Light is in the sky, cause every verse is a concert. My mind work at speed y'all can't fathom. Listen to the words of a champion. You can't, the streets need another anthem. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Waiting on the storm in my whole life. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know life. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Living in the storm in my whole life. My whole life. Yeah. Cold shit. I ain't come with goons, but I'm well connected. Walk in the room, it's pop, 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 like you got rejected. Let me see if you qualify or not. Spinning up in a tinted truck, riding around your block. Busy man. I get a word, he ain't this shit from top to bottom like a motherfucking ceiling fan. Hopping out the rental van, on my way to LAX. Brothers out in Cali and they killers out of every set. But I ain't crippin' on no blood. One West, all my niggas got it out the mud. Put your face on a t-shirt, memory of niggas acting tough in them songs, that's the drugs. I don't need no cases, all my pistols clean. So now I weigh my options, used to use the triple beam. Used to get the wop, mix it with the nicotine. Now I travel state to state and put on for my team.
The fuck wrong with them? Ain't know my level, I should let my dog get them. I see niggas and they feelings all feel them. Keep the Glockin' with me, it was like a ball with it. At the end, I gotta stay patient. They hate me, Lord, I gotta stay patient. You one of them? Yeah. What's the problem? I'm one West, go to war with everybody. Cut the grass for the snake, fuck the gossip. Front line with them soldiers, that's my posture. Gun drawn, trying to curse the imposter. Shit get out the pocket, go to war with everybody, yeah. Shit that hate, make it to the featherweight. Niggas claim they hard, but they sweeter than a dedication. Hold on, think it's time to introduce. I'm a man and a beast and a stepper and a ruler. Hold on, and a G and a soldier and a mover. Hold on, and a killer and a prophet and a shooter, nigga. Trying to stay humble, my shit crazy. Cult leader, need the blue stripes, no brick baby. Can't be serious, you a funny boy, young fly. Look wrong, must be a dumb What the fuck wrong with them? Ain't on my level, I should let my dog get them. Niggas in their feelings, I don't feel them. Kid they Glocky with me, it was like a ball with them. Yeah, the end, gotta stay patient. They hate me, Lord, I gotta stay patient. You one of them? What's the problem? From one west, go to war with everybody.
I'm from Philly, you get hot, you catch a cold case. I'm one with these brothers trying to set my soul straight. They done turned me to a prophet from a demon, and I'm locked in this shit and I ain't leaving. Never. Ski mask transform to war mode like I'm Voltron. Stab on my head and my chest from the most high. Put something tight around your neck like a bow tie. Got my niggas waiting charged up like they phone died.
Red letter, drip clean, it looks so fly. Claim he riding, that's why I left his ass roadside. He gon' die, skyscraper to a nosedive. 9mm plus P, fuck a 4-5. The fuck wrong with him? Ain't on my level, I should let my dog get him. I see niggas in their feelings, I don't feel them. Kid they Glocky with me, it was like a ball with it. Be at the end, I gotta stay patient. They hate me, Lord, I gotta stay patient. You one of them? Yeah. What's the problem? From one west, go to war with everybody.
I don't give a lovely fuck about what them bitches gotta say. I'm a West nigga till they put me in the grave. I don't give a lovely fuck about what them niggas gotta say. I'm a West nigga till they put me in the grave. I don't care about what they say. Hey. Fuck with my Akima, fuck with my sisters, then I got a problem, I'm never gonna miss you. I got 100 hanging out the AR, I got a 50 hanging out the pistol. He say it's corner, I'm just being realistic. I be on them corner posted with the realest. If it's a Sabbath, then we going fishing. I'm reeling them in, that's a God-given mission. I'm really on 10, but I'm stamped in the pistol. I get the order, be glad of this mission. Hebrew Academy graduate, nigga. Training, go through the baddest conditions. I don't fuck with none but the baddest of bitches. She righteous, submissive, she glad to be with me. Had that thing Putin like Batman, niggas. She know I'm a prophet, she glad to be listening. Disrespect, I ain't having that shit till I go make some business from scratch. She bitchin' a different breed of black men. We don't do the back thing. I remember back when I was really trapping, trying to get the racks in, selling dope to black men. But now I'm trying to make it straight. Like, don't forget about my face. We standing up straight, can't hold us. Too heavy, the world won't hold us. Those bitches on rank, I told you. Line up in these ranks, we soldier. You can take that to the bank, we focus on. How many times must we remind you? One body, one race. One break off and never take off as a face. When the law with you ain't no up next. It's just us, nigga, that's that on that. All that weak shit, that ain't no threat. Say you won't beat, bitch, with that ain't no sweat. We with all that. The Lord called a nigga out the world. I responded and called back. Oh Lord. And everything that they stole from us, fuck that shit, we want all that. Them niggas snitching and they act like bitches. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They killing women and they fuck with sisters. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They telling lies, switching up the doctrine. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They ain't gon' ride until they die, so that's why we unaffiliated with them. Come on the command and general, YAHANNA, we unaffiliated with them. Like they talk and they say they keep that shit 100, we unaffiliated with them. They telling lies, switching up the doctrine. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They ain't gon' ride until they die, so that's why we unaffiliated with them. That's why we unaffiliated with them. I cannot fuck around with fake niggas. We taking ground when we in your city. You better have the women, have the liquor. Keep that bitch on me, please don't but the same. Don't be a fool and be another victim. Say you a goon, you just another Christian. How you my brother, you ain't in the wicked. We in the gutter, deep down in the trenches. We with them niggas locked up in the prison. Fucking Hispanic, Native American, Indian, we ain't just talking shit. But we living in it, we be everywhere, you can't miss it. And we be fresh as hell, take a picture. And we professional with the scriptures. Play, we gon' scratch them, yeah, we some killers. These niggas tripping, they mind blown. Swear business, forgive me if I'm wrong. I don't get it pause when niggas say that they be looking for niggas to slide on. The slide that I know about is when I send with the gun with the slide on. Real, I get the order, you know that it's slaughter. See me and my niggas gon' die. The bigger the better for kingdom of heaven. You niggas get wet up by me cause I'm fed up. I rep UPK. My niggas won't let up. Got choppers, got 9s, AKs, Berettas. You say you don't like me, you say you won't fight, but with me and my nigga like bitch or whatever. You say you don't like me, you say you won't fight, but with me and my nigga like them niggas snitching and they act like bitches. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They killing women and they fuck with sisters. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They telling lies, switching up the doctrine. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They ain't gon' ride until they die, so that's why we unaffiliated with them. Come on the command and general, YAHANNA, we unaffiliated with them. Like they talk and they say they keep that shit 100, we unaffiliated. unaffiliated with them. They feeling lies, switching up the doctrine, that's why we unaffiliated with them. They ain't gonna ride until they die, so that's why we unaffiliated with them. Yeah. See, they always ask us like, why y'all fuck with such and such? I seen heaven turn to hell, I gotta stay alive. Lord have mercy on my soul, stand by my side. I killed the old man and I watched him die. Lost a couple niggas, guess he wasn't my round. Hey, play my niggas, lay you down, they all down the ride. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive. I gotta stay alive. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive. Tell me we don't live in hell. My brother doing 55 in that cell. Nigga claiming he your round here spin shell. Same nigga you put on to hit the stand and tell. How the fuck you turn your back on a nigga that love you? Treat your kids like my kids, treat you like a brother. I told my dog, let's leave the streets to serve the Most High. He said, fuck that shit, he trying to sell another pie. His daddy killed him, put him in the trunk, set him on fire. His wife was pregnant, he ain't never get to see his child. Had me thinking to myself, what happened if I die? Look my babies in the eyes, I gotta stay alive. I put my ego on the shelf and my pride to the side. I'm with some niggas who gon' step and got God on their side. Got in the ISUPK, they keep asking me why. As I do the work of the Lord, I gotta stay alive. Face the east, pray alive. I seen heaven turn to hell, I gotta stay alive. Lord have mercy on my soul, stand by my side. I killed the old man and I watched him die. Lost a couple niggas, guess he wasn't my round. Hey, play my niggas, lay you down, they all down the ride. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive. I gotta stay alive. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive.
You ever pump a pack with a snake by your side? Yes, I see a man reach out to God before he died. Yes, I did. I know the Lord forgive us for these sins, but I'm starting to think the kingdom of heaven is for these kids. I told my daughter, there's one man in your bed, I won't stand for left. For my son, I hit your head on that fragile legs. I lost some niggas to that dope, I lost niggas to the feds. Remember Jono tried to stick me for that cheese on that bread, yeah, I was thugging with Lucky, that nigga left me for dead. Endured to the end, cause I listened to what was said. Mother told me she loved me when she was sick up in the bed. I was running them streets, but the truth made me a man. Shit, I don't really speak, cause she'll never understand. That's why I ain't even tell her about these voices in my head. I'm still trying to manage my anger like Uncle Craig.
I seen heaven turn to hell, I gotta stay alive. Lord have mercy on my soul, stand by my side. I killed the old man and I watched him die. Lost a couple niggas, guess he wasn't my round. They play my niggas, lay you down, they all down the ride. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive. I gotta stay alive. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive. I will wait.
Dirty Bird.
Buck roll.
Wait on.
Not no more. The shotgun.
I will wait.
Yeah. I've been feeling how I'm feeling like. Fuck how niggas feeling, I've been waiting my turn. Walking through the pits of hell, still feeling the burn. At 3 in the morning when I'm tossing the turn. Shorty gripping me tight, tell me you'll be alright. I'm gripping the pistol, having visions of death. Yeah, though I walk through the valley of death. I'm in the alley with the scully on tilt. I'm ready to pull this homie, conflicted in heart. Spent too much time in the midst of the dark. I'm itching in this truth just to play my part. On a Saturday in the depths of the dark, where the zombies walk. Times Square, let the scriptures bark, and the generals talk. Fishing for that young man or the princess he called before the reapers involved. Show your chariots, Lord, dead in the middle of their war. Let your trumpets blow, revelation reveal. Let the sky crack wide, show the color of Christ. Let me watch the descent before I enter my chamber. Allow me to enter the chamber, see the truth is amazing. Hoping, wishing, and praying. I earn my place in the kingdom, plant my feet on the pavement. Put my brick in, I'm chasing for the crown of this promise. For that crown of this promise.
Right. Sure is.
144.
Sure is. We wait for instructions and orders in these truths, man. Wise man once told me seek counsel. Never rely on your own understanding. It's not. ISUPK, the heart different. Black on black boots ain't forces to walk different. Muscle energy at 1,000 to spark different. And learned about the scriptures from generals taught different. Game bred pit with grip, the bark different. Priests and officers, we captains to talk different. Proper side of the wind, and I endure to the end. Strap these niggas rock Christ, and ain't nothing to him, but check it. In your city, we them niggas on the corner. And all black change men that put away the former. We militant, disciplined as niggas that's in order. We shield swinging off our neck and fringes on the borders. Born rugged in these streets, learned the codes and the politics. And I ain't wait for the Lord, he got me out of it. Hood nigga, hard knock alumni with scholarship. Big Glock was up on my hip, up in them colleges. And you ain't saved if you a Christian and you waiting on it. Heaven not by observation, go and take that moment. Cause your faith is in your work while you debating on it. I'm enduring to the end, this Glock ain't got no safety on it.
Sure don't. Can't wait till the Most High come and open these skies up and let Yahweh come down here and bomb on these motherfuckers. Bomb on all these heathens. Their time is up.
I can't wait, though I feel conflicted. Mind shifted to the point I gotta check my spirit. Eyes lifted to the hills like Yahweh there. So potent, so strong, just feel it in the air. If we don't hearken, as poor judgment would disappear. He's all seeing, all knowing, you don't want to visit. Whether short wave or long range, his aim is vivid. We can't run, can't hide, and come and get us. There's no test, no rest in this war business. I'm on the corner with my brothers and my garment on. Mic in my hand, chanting white man's the devil song. Provoking spirit in my people to get our gather on. Shots fired at hellfire, we get our Bible on. Wanna eat, find the menu in Leviticus. Learn to walk, talk scriptures here, this is how to fish. Hit the ground, running hard. We staying on our job cause Babylon is falling. Like the song that we made for y'all. We live and die for this shit. There's no plan B. We the Lord's sheep. The Lord's chosen would never flee. If it's not for the Most High, we would never be.
Never be. Stand the fuck up or sit the fuck down. Either you winning or you losing. Somebody telling the truth and somebody telling a lie. Who telling a lie? Wake the fuck up. Keep it moving, keep it pushing. Know better, do better. Dirty bird. You heard?
Okay, I've been in my Bible lately. You understand me? Like, shit crazy out here. World said fuck us, so we said fuck the world. You know, the world said fuck us, so we said fuck the world. The world said fuck us, so we said fuck the world. Fuck the world. The world don't love us, no. So we said fuck the world. Look, I know your kinfolk gone, but hold on. I know them lights ain't on, but hold on. Look, even if you feel you got nothing to hold on, I got a message. God said hold on to your sanity. I know you in a position that you ain't planned to be. With our lives, we're not addicted to gambling. You feel the pressure and the thoughts in your head are scrambling. You feel the storm getting closer. You feel like giving up before you even start, then it's over. You feeling like fuck it, you going through too much to be sober. Life is passing you by as you do this over and over, over and over, over and over, over and over. Time to make a change now. Instead of that, you fall a victim to the same now. Starting to find out that this life is not a game now. Back against the wall, couldn't run as the poor man screamed to the top of his lungs. Said fuck us, so we said fuck the world. The world said fuck us, so we said fuck the world. The world said fuck us, so we said fuck the world. The world don't love us, so we said fuck the world. For real, look, cover your eyes don't want to see the blood on the leaves. Bodies of eyes innocently hanging from trees, floating in screens, blood in the water, blood on the altar. Still don't believe justice is coming. Heavenly Father, did not Christ say vengeance is mine? Don't even bother. When he return, it's gonna be slaughter. Ooh, I know you don't want to face it, but what's real love sound like hatred. And you gotta be fucking crazy if you think they gonna get away with killing all them babies, feeding them to alligators. All the women that was raped, the transatlantic slave trade made us feel mass incarceration. All the lives that's been taken, hated to love it. You only talk about forgiveness cause we never get justice. I think you really reluctant. I remember hearing a hood nigga say all the shit he would have done if he was living during slavery. Look what's going.
I accidentally muted myself. Was I muted the entire time? I may have been muted the entire time. I was talking everything heavy, and I may have been muted the entire time. Let me start it back up. With the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General YAHANNA, and we're not affiliated with any other Israelite group nor any other Christian organization. All right. Tonight's class is the law class. It's important to understand the law. So we're going to be delving into the law from Genesis to Deuteronomy. If you guys have any questions, please type it into the chat. And of course, if I do not know the answer to your question, I always go to the men above me and I will ask for a breakdown and I'll come back to you. If it's not me coming back to you, I'll go to the next brother and give him the breakdown so he can give it to you. That's 1 West. That's how the ISUPK works. We don't make nothing up. We're not going to lie to you like your pastor will. We're not going to deceive you like your deacons and your bishops. We're just going to tell you what the truth is. And if we don't know it, we're like, nah, I don't know that. I never heard that before. Let me go run that by a brother above me who's been here for a while. Let me go ahead and talk to the generals who's been here since the 80s, since been the 90s. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're going to do. All right. Your pastor, your deacons, your bishops, they just make things up on the fly. That's exactly what they do. Now, what I want to do is continue from last night's class because I wanted to get into fasting. So now, since we're going to go into the law, give me the day, Bubba Koshan, can you give me the Day of Atonement in Leviticus chapter 23? Leviticus chapter 23. Yep. It should be the day. It should be saying to atone, atonement, somewhere in there. And we're going to start from there. We're going to begin talking about the Day of Atonement because that's in the law, to atone for one's sins, all right, and the sins for your nation of people. That's in the law. Should be somewhere in Leviticus chapter 23. We read it all the time. Let me know when y'all got it.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 26.
Most High in Christ. Yeah, that's right. You can start at verse 26, please.
Come. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying.
Now the Lord spake unto Moses, saying. Now keep in mind that the Lord was not talking to everybody. I know you hear this a lot, especially coming from Christianity. Now y'all may like, dang, man. Also, Yashamav, we talking about Christianity because Christianity is the biggest problem in the Israelite community. Christianity is the biggest problem in the Black, Latino, Native American community. When I say Israelite community, I'm talking about as so-called Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, because that's who the Israelites are. And there are plenty of Israelites that are Christians outside of the Israelites that are outside of the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. If you are not in the ISUPK, you are just a Christian. Allow me to repeat. I might have to, let's put that on a t-shirt if it's not already. All right. If you are not in the ISUPK, you are a Christian. It does not matter. Doesn't matter if you're a Muslim. Doesn't matter if you're a 5%er. Doesn't matter if you're a part of the nations of gods and earth. Doesn't matter if you're an Egyptologist. Doesn't matter if you Kemet. It doesn't matter if you're Buddhist. It doesn't matter if you believe in spells and witchcraft. It doesn't matter if you're into voodoo. It doesn't matter if you're into all kinds of manner of wickedness in Africa. It does not matter. You are a Christian, because Christian believes in worshiping whatever the hell they want to worship. That's the basis of Christianity. Remember, the God of Christianity is who? Caesar Borgia, the second son of Pope Alexander VI of Rome, who unalived his father, who's the homosexual lover of Leonardo da Vinci, and who had sexual relations with his sister Lucretia Borgia. You should be able to spit that off the top of your head. You understand? That is the breakdown of Caesar Borgia. Everyone should know this. So if you in class, you understand, you need to know how to say, that by heart, verbatim. All right, Caesar Borgia, the second son of Pope Alexander VI of Rome, who unalived his father, who was the homosexual lover of Leonardo da Vinci, and a man who had sexual relations with his sister Lucretia Borgia. You can look up a documentary called The Borgias, the Borgia family. They were known for crime. They were a crime-related family all throughout the I believe it was the Renaissance, during the Renaissance, which is the rebirth. All right, shortly after the Dark Ages. All right, that's one of the biggest problems in the so-called black Latino Native American community. All right, I pray that you understand. Don't now. Me, I'm from the northern tribes. All right, I'm a so-called Nativo Americano. You understand? And so when it comes to our Latino and Latina brothers and sisters, man, we're oppressed by Catholicism. A lot of our brothers from El Salvador, Colombia, Cuba, Puerto Rico, the DR, you understand, Guatemala, Panama, you name it. You know, Uruguay, Peru, you understand, Costa Rica. We are oppressed by Catholicism, and them Catholic priests, man, they absolutely destroyed the Latino and Latina community. Absolutely destroy them in them countries, man. It's absolutely wicked and it's absolutely horrible. Now, with that being said, that's why we harp on Christianity. That's why we harp so much on Catholicism, because it destroyed our people. Our Latino and Latina brothers would not be unaliving each other and spending the blacks on each other and sleeping with each other's wives if it wasn't for Catholicism. Them Catholic priests and them Puritans and the Jesuits are the reason why our brothers and sisters in Latin and Central America and Mexico are unaliving each other and pushing dope and pushing crack and pushing all manners of drugs and moving fentanyl. That's because of Catholicism. You understand? That's because of oppression. That's because of our oppressor. Were y'all aware that Russia and China pushed fentanyl into Mexico, and then Mexico is pushing it into America, and then Donald Trump is blaming it on the Mexicans? Horrendous, absolutely horrendous. But China is the one who did it. China is the one who distributed it. How did fentanyl get in Mexico? Mexico didn't go to China. You understand? Mexico didn't go to Russia. There's no passports from Mexico to get into China, into Russia. It don't work like that. And it'll never work like that. Them Russians and them Chinese pushed fentanyl into Mexican communities, into our brothers and sisters communities, and then they became the drug dealers and the drug addicts. That's how it worked. You understand? That's why we have to fight against Catholicism. That's why we have to fight against Christianity. The majority of the nation of Israel is Latino. The majority of Israel is Latina. I know I hurt some of y'all Judites' feelings. I like it. I know I hurt y'all feelings. No sweat. But just know the majority of the tribes are Latino and Latina. South America, Central America, Mexico, that's literally 90% of Israel. And they're destroyed. And our brothers and sisters are destroyed because of Catholicism, because of the priests and the Puritans, the conquistadors, the Jesuits, the Portuguese, the Spaniards. The only reason why our Latino brothers and Latina brothers are called Latino and Latina and called Spanish, because of the Spaniards and the conquistadors who conquered South America and Central America and Mexico. That's how it happened. You understand? We're going to keep moving on. All right. So just keep in mind, this is why you need to know who Caesar Borgia is, because Caesar Borgia ruined the Black, Latino, Native American community. Now, moving on, we're going to get into this law class. Remember, the law is extremely important. Now, when it said that, and the Lord spake unto Moses, remember, the Most High was only speaking to Moses. It wasn't speaking to everybody. Not everybody heard the words of God individually. There was no personal relationship with God. There was no, God is my friend. I have a relationship with God and I hear his voice. Let me tell you something. I hate to break it to you. And I sometimes love to break it to you. It's like a love and hate relationship. However, the Lord doesn't speak to you. The Lord never gave you his words personally. You're not speaking to the Lord. You're developing symptoms of a schizophrenia, of a schizophrenic. You may suffer from schizophrenia. You understand? Does anyone know? And that's a mental illness. That's dang near a mental disability. Now, mental illnesses are just the extremes of the norm. It's normal to hear voices in your head, usually yours. That's the normal one. It's normal to hear a voice in your head, like, because it's your voice. Like, oh yeah, maybe I shouldn't do this. Oh, maybe I shouldn't do that. That's your voice. You understand? It's normal to hear your voice in your head. But then when you start hearing other voices in different tones and you may even hear it in different languages, that's a sign of schizophrenia. You understand? And then on top of that, when these voices are telling you to harm yourself and to harm others by any means, by using a weapon or using drugs or narcotics, whatever the case may be, now you're dealing with a demon. Now you're dealing with an evil spirit. And that's just schizophrenia. Our oppressor did a bunch of studying and a bunch of studies and said you're schizophrenic. Let me tell you, where we would say is that's a demon. There's a demon on you. There's an evil spirit on you. And there's something evil inside of you telling you to harm yourself or to harm others. Remember, the Lord is not speaking to you. The Lord always dealt with one man. All right. Give me that scripture. Hold this scripture because we're going to go into the law. All right. And we're going to talk about the Day of Atonement. We're going to talk about fasting. Give me that scripture where it says the congregation of men. It may be in Numbers somewhere. You got it?
As soon as you said it, it popped up. It's the book of Numbers, chapter 27, verse 16.
Mm-hmm. I may want 15. What is it again? Numbers 23?
Yeah, Numbers 27, verse 16. You want me to go up one?
I think so. Let me double check. Let me double check. 27 and 15. Yeah, I want 15.
Or is it 14?
I want 15.
15. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's the book of Numbers, chapter 27, verse 15. And Moses spake unto the Lord, saying.
There we go. That's why I went at 15. Because it's the same thing. The scriptures are saying, and Moses spake unto the Lord, saying. This was the Lord speaking to Moses and Moses speaking to the Most High. You understand? The Lord has always dealt with one man. Go ahead.
Okay. Verse 16. Let the Lord.
It said what?
Let the Lord.
I mean, this is coming from the Lord. This isn't our law. This is the law. Numbers chapter 27, verse 16. This is the law. Laws, statutes, and commandments. Go ahead.
Let the Lord, the God of the spirits.
It said what?
The God of the spirits.
Remember, the Most High, he's the power. The Most High, the God meaning power, Allah, Allahayim. He is the power of the spirits. He is the power of the spirits. Any spirit, no matter good or evil, he's the power over it. He's the power of it. That evil spirit only has power because of the Most High. That good spirit only has power is because of the Most High. Go ahead.
The God of the spirits of all flesh.
Of what?
Of all flesh.
Of what?
Of all flesh.
Of what?
Of all flesh.
Of all flesh. This is according to the body. The spirits of all flesh. This is according to the body. Go ahead.
Set a man over the congregation.
It said what?
Set a man over the congregation.
The Lord said, set a man over the congregation. So now, I hate to break it to you, sisters. And like I said, it's a love and hate relationship. We know for sure the Lord's not talking to you. We know for sure the Lord's not talking to you because within our law, within our records, the Lord said, say a man over the congregation. A man was always supposed to be in charge of the congregation. When you move into Christianity, and I don't know if y'all realized it, but I love bashing Christianity and Catholicism. When you go into them Christian churches, in them Catholic mass, right, and you see women in charge of the church and having some form of power in the mass and having some form of power in them churches, it's already against God because the Lord said, set a man over the congregation. Not a woman, not a sister, not someone who bleeds once or twice a month, not someone who produces milk, not someone who already has milk and starts to lactate when they hear a baby crying. The Lord never put that type of individual in charge. I know some of y'all gonna be like, well, what about Deborah? What about Deborah? What about her? What about her? She wasn't in charge. See, y'all skip over the fact that Deborah said, get me Barak. They said, get me Barak, because Barak was the man in charge. Barak was supposed to be the one to go in battle. And she checked him like a mother, said, didn't God say take over these lands? It was said before we got here, the Canaanites, the Jebusites, the Hittites, the Hivites, they're supposed to be gone. The Jebusites, they're supposed to be gone. Why are they still here? They got iron chariots. I don't care about that. The Lord said this to y'all, did he not? And then Barak said, listen, we'll do it, but can you be there with us? He said, no problem. I'll give you moral support. It's no different than your mama standing outside the fence of the football game telling you, go ahead, son, you're doing a good job. It's no different. She not with the pads on, going toe-to-toe with someone who's 300, 200 pounds. Why would she? She lactates. She bleeds once a month. She got breasts. She got teats. She got children to take care of. She's not about to go toe-to-toe with 300-pound men. But because of our oppressor, they convince our sisters that they can be like men and go toe-to-toe with 300-pound men. And so now sisters develop an eating disorder so they can gain as much weight as a man and try to go toe-to-toe with 200, 300-pound men. On top of that, taking hormones to boost up their testosterone because the Lord gave them less of it and more of the other because she's a woman. The Lord said, the God of the spirits of all flesh shed a man over the congregation. That's what the Lord said. That's in the law. Go ahead. Verse 17.
Come. Verse 17. Which may go out before them.
So what?
Which may go out before them.
Meaning which may go out before them. Meaning so he can stand in front of them. Go ahead.
And which may go in before them.
And which may go in before them. So stand out before them and go in before them. Meaning to see them outwardly and then go in and say, hey, I'm going into the crowd. Imagine I step outside the crowd and I'm speaking. And then now I go into the crowd and I'm also speaking. Meaning I'm gonna deal with you on an outside level, and then I can also deal with you on a personal level, like one-on-one. That's why Moses set up captains and generals and officers to take care of the people, because it became too much on Moses to deal with everyone by himself. You understand? Go ahead.
Come. And which may lead them out.
Which may lead them out, because he's a leader. The man that he set over the congregation was a leader. It was never a woman. Go ahead.
And which may bring them in.
Go ahead.
That the congregation of the Lord be not a sheep which have no shepherd.
It says that the congregation of the Lord, meaning this is a congregation of the Most High. Go ahead. Of the Lord, say after congregation of the Lord. Be not
a sheep with which have no shepherd.
Now the Lord just said, right? A woman being in charge and a woman leading a congregation is like a sheep having no shepherd. That's what the Lord said. These are not my words. It says it right here. If the Lord set a man over the congregation, which means, right, the Lord wants the sheep to have a shepherd, meaning the man over the congregation is the shepherd to the sheep. But if a woman is leading the congregation, that means there is no shepherd for the sheep. That's why our brothers and sisters in the Black, Latino, Native American community, no matter where we are, it could be in America, it could be South America, it could be Central America, it could be Mexico, it could be in the UK, it could be wherever we are. We're unaliving each other because there's no shepherd. We're selling dope to each other because there's no shepherd. We're smoking weed and getting high and getting stuck on the couch and creating and gaining the spirit of laziness because there is no shepherd. We're so drug driven and so alcohol driven because there's no shepherd. We're so sex driven and so pleasure driven because there's no shepherd. You want to know why your sons are having all these children and all your sons are on child support and your daughters are baby after baby after baby with different baby daddies? Because there's no shepherd, because a woman is in charge. Our oppressor put a woman in charge. America put a woman in charge. The Christian church, Catholicism put a woman in charge.
Right.
When a woman was never supposed to have the same power as a man. That's something that the Lord wants us to fast from. The Lord wants us to fast from that type of society, that type of culture, that type of custom. Fast from a woman being in charge. Fast from our daughters being prostitutes. Fast from our daughters being OnlyFans models, being 304s, being city girls. Fast from that type of culture. Fast from our daughters being XXX stars. That's the culture. Fast from our sons being drug dealers. You understand? And being the plug. Fast from that. That's what the Lord wants us to fast from. Go ahead. You said you're going to say something else? Like it.
Yeah, Con, if I may, sir.
Please.
This is why 12th General Hyman said that we need a black man in every black home because too many women are ruling over the earth or ruling over the household. That's why we have so many LGBT members in the black culture as our children, because
absolutely
mothers are running the household. So like,
absolutely not. Give that brother a hand. There are more Latina escorts and prostitutes than a little bit because women are in charge. You understand? Because them Catholic priests and them pastors put a woman in charge of herself. You know what that Catholic priest also brought to the woman? You also want to know what them Catholic them priests in Catholicism and all them leaders in Catholicism also brought to Latino women? I'll tell you why. I'll tell you what they brought to them. Monogamy. You want to know why your daughters in Central America, Latin America, South America, and Mexico are prostituting themselves and having more than one baby daddy? Some of y'all think, listen, I understand. Listen, y'all may have not grew up with Latinos, but they suffer just like us. They go through the very same problems. Don't let Facebook saying, oh, them Spanish women are so family oriented. They are. Spanish women are family oriented. Don't get that, they are. But a lot of Latino women, they're prostituting themselves because of poverty. They're prostituting themselves and slutting themselves out and being 304s because that's the culture. That's what Catholicism created in South America. That's what the conquistadors and the Jesuits and the Portuguese and the Spaniards, when they conquered us, they prostitute our daughters. in South America and Central America and Mexico, brought them into their houses, brought them onto their plantations, used them as objects of sex. That's what they did. And now, generations later, our sisters are doing it willingly. That's happening in Latin America. Go ahead, please.
If I may, like it wasn't a lot of our Spanish brothers subjected to ways of the Romans and of the Caucasians because they were the original abductors, and now we find a lot of our Hispanic sisters around the world being sex trafficked and kidnapped and put in that type of lane of prostitution as well. Didn't that originate from being kidnapped and enslaved by Greeks and Romans and so on?
Okay, so when the Spaniards and the Portuguese came into Latin America, which they call Latin America,
okay,
right? It wasn't Latin America then. It was just where the 12 tribes, the 10 and a half tribes dwelt. You know what I'm saying? All right, but Puerto Rico wasn't called Rich Port at that time. But in South America, Central America, Mexico, when the conquistadors and the Jesuits and the Puritans and the Spaniards and Portuguese came, well, Portuguese and Spain stem from the Roman Empire. They stem from the fall of Rome.
Right.
There's a scripture in the Bible where it talks about the 10 horns. All right, and its head was healed and all that type of stuff. All right, one of the countries out of those 10 are Spain and Portugal.
Right.
And so Spain and Portugal comes from Rome. So absolutely, to answer your question, yes, but that's how you would break it down. Spain and Portugal comes from Rome. They're Roman.
Right.
That's why Spain is a Latin language. Portuguese is a Latin language.
Right.
All right. Go ahead, please.
So, like, you have a precept for what you were saying, sir?
Please.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 3 through 4. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them.
So what?
Neither shalt thou make marriages with them.
The Lord said, do not make marriages with them. This is in relation to the other nations and races of people. We were never supposed to interracially marriage. Go ahead.
Thy daughters thou shalt not give unto his son.
And so you were never supposed to give your daughters to their son. Say that one more time.
Khan. Thou daughter thou shalt not give unto his son.
You were never supposed to marry your daughter to the sons of another nation or race of people. By force is how that happened. By force is how the Spaniards and the Portuguese married our Latina sisters. It was by force. You understand? Our oppressors subjected the Puerto Ricans and the Dominicans and the El Salvadorians and the Cubans and the Colombians and the Costa Ricans and the Peruvians and the Brazilians. They subjected our Latina sisters, subjected them to prostitution, forced them to have sex with them, forced them to have kids with them at the ages as low as 8 years old.
God.
Imagine taking an 8-year. No, don't imagine it. It's horrible. It's godforsaken horrible. It's absolutely evil. You understand? This is. Before I start getting in tears. All right. Anyway, does everybody understand where I'm coming from here?
Khan, sir.
A woman is not supposed to be in charge. You understand? A woman is not supposed to be in charge. So we can protect 8-year-olds and 9 and 10-year-olds from child molestation, from child abuse, from people who are attracted to minors. That's why women can't be in charge. And the only reason why the men of our nation even have that spirit is because they were molested at 8 years old too.
God,
right.
Our oppressor took in an 8-year-old boy and had sex with him and had his way with him. Why do you think a lot of our Latin brothers are homosexuals and a part of the LGBTQIA plus community? That's why you see our Puerto Rican Dominican brothers with the dyed blonde hair and the pink and the blue all in their head. That's because they're advocates and allies and a member of the LGBTQIA plus community. That's because Spaniards and Portuguese took 8-year-old boys into their home. Look it up. Took them into their home on their plantations and had their way with them. and they took their fathers and bucked them. We all thought that was only special to Judah, huh? No, that happened to all the tribes. Please continue. Take me to read on it.
It was more on it, sir.
Please. And then I'll get back with you on Leviticus so we can get back, so we can fast from that culture. We need to fast from homosexuality and fast from lesbianism. You understand? That's what we need to fast from. Go ahead, please.
Khan, the bottom of verse 3. Nor his daughters shall thy take until thy son.
It said what?
Nor his daughter shall thy take unto thy son.
So you were never supposed to take their daughters and give them to your sons. It's not right for your son to be with another race or nation of people. It was never supposed to be like that. It was never supposed to be such a thing. Yeah.
Verse 4. For they will turn away thy son from following me.
So what?
For they will turn away thy son from following me.
That's the reason why they did what they did. The Portuguese and the Spaniards did what they did so they can take our sons and daughters away from following the Most High. That's why they sexually abused us from ages of 8, sometimes even lower, depending how evil the oppressor was. You understand? It could have been even younger than that. Look it up. You can just look all this information up. That's why they did it. They abused us the way that they did so they can turn our sons and daughters away from serving the Lord so they can serve white Jesus Christ, Caesar Borgia, the second son of Pope Alexander VI of Rome, who unalived his father, the homosexual lover of Leonardo da Vinci, a man who had sexual relations with his sister, Lucretia Borgia. Y'all gonna know how to say that by heart by the end of this class. I'm gonna keep repeating it. And that's how it is, and that's how it's supposed to be said at camp. No other way. When you bring up white Jesus Christ, when you point at that sign, that's how you say it, just like that. That's the breakdown. I think it still is, right? You know, that's what the generals taught me when it's still that way, right? Okay, let's make it short. I don't want to say nothing if it got changed. I mean, we don't change nothing in here. It's a lot, kid. No sweat. No sweat. Continue.
God, that they may serve other gods.
Said what?
That they may serve other gods.
Said what?
That they may serve other gods.
That's just Caesar Borgia. There are so many gods within Caesar Borgia. Caesar Borgia makes up the god of Hades, the god of Zeus, the god of Athena. You think of any Roman god, any Greek god, any Egypt god, Babylonian god. All those gods are just the same god, just in a different time and season. All right. All the gods that came out of Greek and Rome are just fashioned after Egypt. All right. The Babylonians fashioned themselves after Egypt. You understand? The Assyrians fashioned themselves after Egypt. The Assyrians fashioned them after themselves after Egypt. That's why all of their birds were damn near the eagle. I believe every nation's national bird was the eagle. I think you should look that up. There's a reason. Give young man Hector a hand. Said Daniel 7:24 speaks about the 10 horns. Absolutely. If I'm not mistaken, the 10 horns speaks about America fashioning itself after Rome. Fashioning itself to resurrect all the ancient kingdoms, because that's how America got power, by resurrecting all the ancient kingdoms like Egypt, Assyria, Babylon, Greek, and Rome. That's how America got its power. You understand? Moving on, please.
So will the anger of the Lord be kindled against you.
And the anger of the Lord will be kindled against us. The Lord is angry. You want to know why we can't escape poverty? Because we are marrying outside of our race of people. And we are serving other gods. You want to know why? As a people, our school systems are failing. You want to know why our school systems are failing the way it is? And we're not passing the NJ ask. And the reason why we're not passing all these state tests and we're not getting the highest scores in our classrooms and our schools are not being funded the way they're supposed to be funded, is because we are marrying outside of our race and nation of people, which is in the law. This is why a woman was never supposed to be in charge. Women are telling our children love is love because pastor told her love is love.
Right.
Our sisters are telling our sons and daughters love comes in different colors because the Catholic priest is telling them that love comes in different shades and colors.
Right.
No, it doesn't. Love comes in one color. It's right here. Black and brown. It comes in one color. Black and brown. That's it. Those are only colors. That's one color in my eyes. But you can say two if you want. It comes in two colors, black and brown, and there's different shades of black and brown. The Bible says Judah mourneth, and they are black unto the ground. That's what the Bible says. That's what the Bible says, Akim and Akwafian. I pray that you understand. If you were a sister that had any good sense at all, you would tell your sons and daughter if she can't use a comb, don't bring her home. That's what you would teach your daughters. That's what you would teach your sons if you had any good sense. You understand? That's what I was taught. That's what I was taught. My grandma said if she can't use the comb, don't bring her home. And guess what? I never brought her home. I married black women. You understand?
Right.
I married Latino. You understand? I married Native American women.
That's right.
I married Seminole Indians. You understand? I married Cherokee, Blackfoot, you name it. I married them. Ooh-wee. I love me some women, some black and Hispanic Native American women, please.
Like I have that list of countries that have the eagle as the national bird.
Please let them know.
Con.
I still got to get back to Officer Dunya. So after you get that, I'm gonna go back to Officer Dunya for the get back to fasting. Please.
Worldwide eagle symbols include golden eagle, national animal of Australia, national bird of Albania, Mexico, Kazakhstan, Scotland, Serbia, and Germany. African fish eagle is Zimbabwe. Harpy eagle is Panama. Javan hawk.
Oh, Salakia, you just reminded me. Salakia, and I misspoke. Salakia, the seven heads. All right, the seven heads. Spain and Portugal was part of the seven heads, and then which is the governments that came out of Rome, and then the horns were governments that came out of the seven heads. And so, like places like Scotland and Londonium and in places like that, because you just remind me when you were using them, you were saying those words, and like the Netherlands, they came out of the governments of Spain. I believe it's Spain, Germany, England, Portugal. No. That's not one of the seven heads. I would have to get back to you with that, but I know it's definitely Germany, Portugal, Spain. Those three are definitely in there. In England, and I believe, of course, there's three more that I just can't think of for some odd reason. But no sweat, it'll come to me. It'll come to me, so y'all know. All right. I'm not trying to get into a whole Revelation and Daniel breakdown tonight, but
that's exactly
that's exactly where I'm going, right?
I was about to say, look,
we don't want to
pull my notes.
So I know, right? Yeah,
one moment, sir.
No sweat. You know what I'm saying? But please, is that it on that? Give me a little bit more so I can get back to also Dunya.
Javan hawk eagle, Indonesia, the Philippines, eagle in the Philippines, and the white-tailed eagle, Poland.
Yep. And so Poland is one of the 10 horns, I believe. I could be mistaken. But moving on. All right. That's what it is. That's the national bird of a lot of these other nations because they even been oppressed by our oppressor. You understand? Like our oppressor, the so-called white man, is the oppressor, the deceiver on the entire earth.
Right.
I pray that y'all understand. You know, he and she is the absolute devil. I pray that y'all understand. And don't think this white woman, this oppressor woman, she saw isn't the devil either. She saw. She's just as much as the devil as Esau. She's just as much as the devil of our oppressor, if not worse. Ooh, does she trick our brothers? Ooh, does she deceive our brothers? I don't know how, but anyway, moving on. You got the rest?
Come, so it's the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 26.
Go ahead.
26.
Come. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying,
go ahead.
Also on the 10th day.
Said what?
Also on the 10th day.
Go ahead.
Of this 7th month, there shall be a day of atonement.
So the day of what?
atonement.
Okay, so now on the 10th day, right? Now this is, I believe, the Day of Atonement falls almost right after the closing of the Feast of Memorial Blowing Trumpets. I wouldn't say right after, but it's within the same month, it's within the same time frame. All right. And so you would have the Feast of Memorial Blowing Trumpets. Like I said, I'm going into the law. This is our law. And the Feast of Memorial Blowing Trumpets. All right. Does everybody know about the breakdown of the Feast of Memorial Blowing Trumpets? I'll go over it. Is anyone aware of it? Yeah. Oh, no, don't sweat. All right. So in Israel, no sweat, Akim. So in times past, we had to communicate with ourselves when we were moving through the wilderness. And so that's what the shofar is. All right. It's the ram's horn. So when you go to a Sabbath service, you'll see the priest will blow the ram's horn to make a sound. Think of it as a trumpet. And so in the wilderness, we had trumpets. We had ram's horns to be able to communicate with each other. So that's the spirit behind the Feast of Memorial of Blowing Trumpets, is to communicate, especially during times of war. Meaning if I blew the ram's horn once, that's to go left. If I blew it twice, that's to go right. If I blew it 3 times, we meet in the middle together. Like, we had to have a way to communicate because there was a bunch of families, a bunch of tribes moving in one direction with some strange cloud in the air, which was a chariot. All right. So that's the breakdown. You can find that in the book of Numbers 2, I believe, Numbers chapter 10. All right. But we're not going to go there. All right. But keep in mind, you would never learn this because a woman is in charge of the congregation in the church.
Right.
The woman is in charge of the congregation in that Catholic mosque of yours. All right. That's why you don't know anything about the memorial blowing trumpets. But it says also on the 10th day of this 7th month, there shall be a day of atonement, meaning to atone. Go ahead.
Come. It shall be an holy convocation unto you.
Meaning there's a Sabbath service that's done. That's how you signify a holy convocation. You do a service for it. You do something for the Lord. So the priests are required to do a Sabbath service. It shall be an holy convocation unto you. That's why if you study the ISUPK, every Day of Atonement, we do a Sabbath service to start the Day of Atonement. Go ahead.
Come. And ye shall afflict your soul.
Now how do you afflict your soul? Now you 2 hours. It was an OCD thing. Go ahead.
So if I may, you afflict your soul by going without something.
I like that.
Water, food.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
Sex.
Okay.
The comfort of a woman, or that's, I know that falls into sex. Pleasure. You take away the pleasure, and
correct.
You take away from it.
Right. So you afflict. No, you too wild. Get that brother a hand, please. And so you afflict your soul by being able to resist your flesh. Your soul, the foundation of your soul is your desire. You are what you desire. You understand? Your soul is what gives you your desires. I don't know if anyone knew that, but your soul is the thing that gives you your desires. It's in your soul if you go after horse. Because that's what you desire. If you desire through your force, then that's in your soul. You understand? Your soul goes after. That's why the Lord uses the word soul a lot. Well, whatever your soul pleases and things like that, because your soul is in relation to what you desire. All right. If you desire food, your soul is about food. All right. Etc. Etc. Y'all get the point, right? So you resist your desires. You resist pleasure. You resist what you want. That's how you afflict your soul. Because obviously your soul wants this. Please continue.
Gone. And offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord.
So in times past, the priest would offer an offering made by fire. It would either be a he-goat, a she-goat, some bullock, some pigeon, some dove, whatever it may be, the priest would do it. Please continue.
Gone. Verse 28. And ye shall do no work in that same day.
So in that same day, there was no work that was supposed to be done. You were supposed to do no work at all, whatsoever. Of course, because we are in captivity, And because we are oppressed by America, by Donald Trump, by your Joe Bidens, by your Kamala Harris, by your Barack Obamas, all right, we are oppressed. We have to go to work damn near Monday through Sunday. So we may have to work on the Day of Atonement. All right, we may have to slave. Right. We're not working, but we're slaving on the Day of Atonement. It's okay to work on the Day of Atonement. How do I know it's okay to work on the Day of Atonement? Please.
Because Christ was picking corn on the Sabbath.
I like that. I like that answer. But now, but stay with me. In the same verse, answer it the same way. How do I know it's okay to work? How do I know it's okay to work on the Day of Atonement?
Work.
Mm-hmm. There's a reason why we call it slaving on the Day of Atonement, but why is it okay to work? Please, Officer Mawasar, go ahead. He had his hand raised.
Because the priests are doing the work in the congregation on the Day of Atonement. When we having a Sabbath service.
Damn right. Work. Exactly why. This is how I know we can do work, all right, on the Day of Atonement. What you were saying was right. Now, to say what Officer Kashakawar was saying, because he was absolutely right, that's why Christ was saying and doing the things that he was doing. All right. He was like, now, wait a minute. The priests are doing the work right now, and it's the Sabbath.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I can't feed the hungry on the Sabbath. You know what I'm saying? I can't heal the sick on the Sabbath. I'm doing the work of the Lord.
Right.
And I'm going to prove it to you in tonight's class. I'm going to prove it to you, please.
This is a good breakdown, sir, because a lot of Christians try to use that against us and say, oh, y'all say y'all not supposed to do no work on the Sabbath, but yet y'all work. So this breakdown is a good example of us learning how to properly cut a Christian and explain to them within context.
Damn right.
That you're not supposed to do no servile work therein, but we're in a time period of slavery.
Right.
And bondage.
Right.
So we're forced and compelled to work.
Right. That's why you always want to say work. Work is dealing with the work of the Lord, and your slavery is dealing with work for your oppressor.
Right.
That's how you want to break it down. Also done yet.
You go to Exodus 19 and 6, I believe. It says,
let Ayaz pull it.
It says, it says the Most High will make us a nation of priests.
Correct. Look up nation of priests. And I think it is in Exodus somewhere. Now, what were you about to say?
So like I was going to say that also this also cut the wannabe Jew or the Jewish in saying that they can't work on the Sabbath, not turning lights on, not cooking, not because some brothers and other Israelite groups, they don't cook on the Sabbath. They're not turning lights on the Sabbath. They're not going to wash their clothes on the Sabbath. They're going to be. They don't want to do manual work and think that you can't do no work at all.
Right.
When you got to feed yourself, you turn your lights on, cook your breakfast, so on and so forth.
Right.
Salakia, sir.
Now you Tawab. Give that brother a hand. It's absolutely true. You about to say?
I got the precept, but they do take it too far with that.
They do. Please.
It's the book of Exodus, chapter 19, verse 6. And ye shall be unto me a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. These are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel.
Now, give Officer Dunya a hand. That was a perfect precept. We are supposed to be a nation of priests, meaning we're supposed to be within the laws of God. We're supposed to know the laws of God just as much as the priest knew the laws of God. And in the meantime, get Leviticus 23 and 22 for me, Baba Kwashai, and then of course, Adana, you stay where you are because I want you to continue reading where you are. And please,
22.
I have it right here.
Well, that is true.
23.
But I want you to hold where you are, though. I want you. You still got to
do school down.
Okay, no sweat. And what you about to say?
If I may, real quick, sir, that also cut the Christian pastor. That also cut the Muslim mosque. That scripture Yash just read in Exodus because it said nation of Israel.
That's
he said, I'm going to make you the priest
Absolutely.
I'm going to make you the priest. And he was talking specifically to Israel. That's how you know that the Most High God is not talking to everybody.
Correct.
That he's talking to the 12 tribes of Israel. So
correct.
Sir.
Now give that brother a hand. Absolutely.
Okay.
All right. Go ahead and read Leviticus 23 and 22 while you're there.
Come on, sir. The book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 22.
Mm-hmm.
And when ye reap the harvest of your land,
go ahead.
Thou shalt not make clean riddance of the corners of thy field.
You're not supposed to make clean riddance of the corners of thy field. So the outskirts of your field. All right. Please. Go ahead. What you about to say?
So you can feed the homeless, sir.
Well, yes. Absolutely. Give that brother a hand. That is absolutely true. Go ahead. Continue.
Come on, sir. Thou shalt not make clean riddance of the corners of thy field when thou reapest.
That's right.
Neither shalt thou gather any gleaning of thy harvest.
So the gleaning is when you're picking your crops and things like that, and it falls on the ground. That's it. You're not supposed to gather that up either. Go ahead.
Come. Thou shalt leave them unto the poor.
It said what?
Leave them. Thou shalt leave them unto the poor.
The Lord wanted you to leave the gleaning and in the corners of thy field to the poor. Why? Because he gave you all of those resources for them. Right. You were not supposed to keep it all for yourself. You were not supposed to make all of that money on all of your crops. Right. They were supposed to be crops that if a man came by or a woman came by, she can grab it, she can bring it back home, and she can eat and not starve.
Right.
You understand? And so when Christ was working on the Sabbath and healing the sick and feeding the poor, he was within the law.
Right.
He did it. He said, listen, this is my right to do this. It's in the law. I'm keeping the law. Now go back to where we left off in the Day of Atonement.
Come.
After and ye shall do no work in that same day.
Come. Verse 28, and ye shall do no work in that same day, for it is the Day of Atonement, to make an atonement for you before the Lord your God.
So it's to make an atonement for you before the Lord your God. Remember, your is a possessive pronoun. This is our power. It's not everyone else's power. This is our power. Go ahead.
Come. Verse 29. For whatsoever soul it be that shall not be afflicted in that same day.
Now, for whatsoever soul it be not afflicted in that same day, meaning the ones who actually can afflict their souls, the ones who have the ability to afflict their souls. If you are not resisting what you want that day, if you are not resisting your pleasures that day, go ahead.
Come. He shall be cut off from among his people.
He shall be what?
Cut off from among his people.
Now, why do y'all think that is? Officer Shaka, you gonna say something on that?
I have a question before I answer the question.
Please.
What you just asked.
Please.
I have a question. Okay, say a brother is taking meds. So in the Day of Atonement, and we know he's not supposed to fast. I'm doing this for teaching purposes.
No sweat, please.
If I may, sir. Okay, so brothers that take medication or supposed to take their medication, but let's say they want to do the Day of Atonement, but they're supposed to take their medication, but they don't take their medication because they want to not eat. They want to not, because if they take their medication, they have to eat.
Correct.
They have to drink water and things of that nature. So is that a sin? That's the question that I want to ask you, sir.
Okay, so ask it one more time. So you're saying if a brother does eat on the Day of Atonement because he has to take his medicine, and he does drink water.
If I may,
please.
On the Day of Atonement, we know brothers that take meds, the brothers with ailments.
Understood.
Right? And the elderly and stuff. They're not, and the children, they're not supposed to eat. They're supposed to not follow the day, or let me not say follow Day of Atonement. They're excused.
Correct.
From the Day of Atonement.
Understood.
Because they have ailments and they have to take medications and things of that nature.
Right.
Now, let's say a brother that has ailments and does take medications and is excused from the Day of Atonement, but he does the Day of Atonement anyway. Is that a sin?
Yes.
Why?
Because you disobeyed the orders of the men above you. Go ahead and where it says, give me Deuteronomy 18 and 18.
Come.
Yes.
So that is a sin.
Yes, it is. You're supposed to listen to the prophets.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I know that scripture too.
No sweat.
Okay, the water, sir.
We'll give it to the brothers for the teaching. Yeah,
no, sir. No,
the water. That's a good question. Yes. If you go ahead and do the Day of Atonement anyway, when a prophet tells you not to do it, then you are, yes, indeed, in sin. I believe it's 18 and 18. Please go ahead.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 18 and 18, verse 18. I will raise them up a prophet from among their brethren.
Now, this prophet right now is commanding General YAHANNA, and he is under the authority of Yahweh Shai Mashiach, Jesus Christ, who is under the authority of the Most High God, Yahweh. Please.
Like unto thee, and will put my words in his mouth.
So these are the words coming from the Lord for a man to not participate in the Day of Atonement because he or she has an ailment. Go ahead.
And he shall speak unto them all that I shall command him.
And this was the command. Go ahead.
Verse 19. And it shall come to pass that whosoever will not hearken unto my words,
go ahead,
which he shall speak in my name, I will require it of him.
Right. We can stop right there. So that's your precept for that. Listen to the prophets. You understand? The Bible says the spirit of the prophets are subject to the prophets. Listen to the prophets. Listen to the prophet who the Lord put in charge. Don't be that, that brother or that sister says, you know what? I don't care about my ailments. I don't care about this heart disease, whatever I got going on. I'm going to keep the Day of Atonement and I'm going to starve and I'm not going to drink water for God. And now you're dead because you didn't take your medicine. Now you have complications further down the line that you were never supposed to have because you did not listen to the words of God who came from the prophet who the Lord raised up amongst your people.
Right.
That's why it's so important to listen to the prophets. Don't listen to these fake Israelites. They'll have you dead in 2 weeks.
Right.
They'll tell you to starve your kids every Saturday and have your kids cold every Saturday, please.
Have you dead and still taking tithes from you.
Right. Have you dead and still collect tithes from you.
Right.
It's horrible. You understand? Absolutely terrible. Don't listen to these Christians out here. These fake Israelites are horrible. Absolutely disgusting.
Right.
All right. So in the water to young man Hector, that's true. Belgium, France, Germany, Italy, Luxembourg, Netherlands, Denmark, Ireland, United Kingdom, and Greece. Yep, I remember now. The 10 horns, the water for that. All right. Move up. Dang right. Most High in Christ. He put in the chat for me. The water. Yep. Greece, Rome, Spain, Germany, Russia, Great Britain. Yep. That sounds about right, Doc, with the 7 heads. So my memory, that sounds about right. So give young man Hector a hand. All right. Now, right. Continue checking in like you are. You're doing an excellent job, Doc.
Sure.
Excellent job. All right. Continue. I had a question. He shall be cut off from among his people. What does that mean? Please, Officer Ayash.
Meaning he will be cut from the congregation for not keeping the law or from disobeying the law given to him by the prophet.
Okay, so what does it mean to be cut off from his people?
Meaning you become like an outcast. You become a Gentile, basically.
I don't want you to say it like that.
Not that. All right, you become like an outcast.
Okay,
it's like if a brother come to you alone, and he don't listen, and then you go before the congregation, he still don't listen, and then he gets removed from the congregation for being disobedient and not listening.
Okay, now I want you to use. Now, of course, I'm trying to train y'all into using the words that's in the scripture. All right.
Okay.
Now, there's a reason why I do that a lot. That's because I studied Captain Tazaria. I studied General Mahayaman, all right? And they stay in a pocket when it comes to debating, when it comes to teaching. They see what's right in front of them, and they use the words that's right in front of them to cut a Christian. So when it says, he shall be cut off from among his people, what does that mean? Go ahead, Officer Dunya.
He would not be around his people anymore.
There you go. That's exactly what that means. Meaning you are no longer of the people you were once of. And these people would be the Israelites. So now you've become no longer an Israelite. Now, why is that? I'll give you the answer, of course. Why is that? Because the Day of Atonement is for Israel.
Right.
The Day of Atonement is for the Israelites. And then you don't do it, that makes you not an Israelite. It's right here. It's right here. When you don't keep the laws of God, you're not an Israelite. right? Spiritually, you're not an Israelite. That's why Paul was trying to get brothers and sisters to understand the flesh and the spirit. Don't get it confused. Like, yeah, there is a flesh. There is by the flesh you're born an Israelite. Then there's also a spirit of being an Israelite by keeping the laws of God.
Right.
Does everybody understand that? So keep that in mind. That's because it's in the law right here. He shall be cut off from among his people. If you didn't get circumcised on the 8th day, you were forget about it. That was it. The date that you were 9 days old and not an Israelite. You understand? Because your parents were so negligent and so not of God, they didn't take you to the priest to get circumcised. So now on the 9th day, you're not even an Israelite. That's the reason why Christ had to come. You know what I'm saying? Please.
Salakia, sir. And while you on the subject, can you make sure that if you don't mind, sir, that you tell them difference from what we call circumcision and what the Muslims call their, what you called it again?
That was the Jewish man.
The Jewish man, because it's a totally different from what we know as circumcision and what the Jewish man consider I guess their circumcision.
Right. So what also Gashaka was referring to is Matetza Bapa. All right. Matetza Bapa. All right, you can just look it up. Is when the Jewish man, he will circumcise his sons on the 8th day. However, because he's so evil, he will also take his mouth and suck the blood out of the circumcision to complete the ritual of Matetza Bapa. So with that being said, what the priest would do, what the Jewish rabbi would do, that Jewish priest would do, right? Please, please, I understand. I got you. So what the Jewish rabbi would do, and what the Jewish priest would do, is he would give oral sex, in a nutshell, to a bloody child's penis at 8 days old. I'm not making this up. You can look it up. It's called the Matetza Bapa. All right, and it's a Jewish rabbi, a Jewish priest, and on the 8th day, the Jewish family would bring their sons, and there's a bunch of babies being born. So imagine that. I can't even imagine how much blowing that priest has to do. That rabbi has to do. Some of y'all sisters complain about your jaws hurting. Talk to a rabbi. Salakia. All right. I'll go with the highest ranking man. Husband Dunya, please.
So if a baby's 8th day falls on a Sabbath, getting back to
please.
So the priest. So I don't mean.
I know you being technical, right? I get this. You can say rabbi. I'm used to saying priest too, but go ahead, rabbi. Right.
No, just say,
yeah.
Jewish.
Yeah.
Back, I'm going back.
Okay, so you're talking about, okay, no sweat.
So they wouldn't circumcise the baby because it was the Sabbath. So the baby has to become a stranger or an outcast.
So not necessarily, right? So that's what Christ was using that as an argument. Right, exactly. Christ was using that type of premise as an argument. Like, does not the priest circumcise on the 8th day?
Right.
And let's say the 8th day falls on the Sabbath. Is he not supposed to circumcise it? They know, no, you keep the law and circumcise. Right. So then so then that means I can do this over here.
Right.
So yeah. So they would never wait. Now, of course, others who never did it wasn't because of that. It's because they were just evil,
right,
or they were following under the customs and the religions and the culture of another race of people who believed in not being circumcised. We were the only race of people that believed in circumcision.
Gotcha.
Everyone else kept their foreskin. Gotcha. All right, please.
Until the Jewish man, if I may, until the Jewish man start doing and wanting to try and bastardize our culture. Mm-hmm. And start doing what you call it again. What is it called?
Matetza Bapa.
Now that old thing is, we have to understand, if I may, sir, that they still doing that to this day time right now.
Oh yeah. You can look it up.
The so-called Jewish man, not the Jew, but the Jewish man with the tall hats, as you know, or the small hats, as the general called them. Mm-hmm. The small hats are doing that right now.
Yep.
So if you marry until they are people, guess what? your child, your newborn baby, will get his rod blown by a priest. Salakia.
Yeah, by
a Jewish priest.
Right.
I hate to say it in that format, but that's what's happening to little babies right now. Right now, in today's time, in 2025, that's happening in the Jewish community.
In New Jersey, it happened today at 10 a.m. in New Jersey.
Gone, sir.
Absolutely. It happened today at 9 a.m. in New York.
Gone, sir. Absolutely.
You can just, but continue, please.
Like I made Officer Natazal, right?
Mm-hmm.
He made a very, very righteous song called DEFCON 4. And it specifically explains about these so-called rabbis giving babies herpes because, like you said, there's not just one circumcision happening that day. So let's say it's 10 circumcisions that morning.
Right.
They're, so to speak, blowing a lot of rod, a lot of baby rod, and they're giving these babies STDs in the process.
It's so evil. It's so wicked.
Before they even know what sex is in the world, coming into the world.
And right, exactly. And keep in mind, any brother and sister out there watching, all right, we're only laughing because it's how terrible it is. It's so disgusting, terribly. It's something that you have to laugh about because it's almost sickening to the point where it may bring you to tears.
Right.
You understand? Keep in mind, we don't want Jewish rods to be blown by rabbis, just to let y'all know. We don't want Jewish babies' rods to be blown by rabbis. We're against that. All right? We're against the Jewish man having our culture. All right? We're against the Jewish man being evil in general. You understand?
Right.
All right? So just keep that in mind for anyone watching. All right? So when it says he has to be cut off from among his people, you're no longer the people. Right. You're no longer of the people, which would be the Israelites within context. All right? I believe that's verse. No. I think he already read it for me.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Yeah. So lucky about that. All right. Moving on. So now this is Day of Atonement. This is a fast. All right. Now bring me to Isaiah 59, 58 and 5.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 58, verse 5.
Can you start at verse 1 and then skip to 5?
Come. The book of Isaiah, chapter 58, starting at verse 1. Cry aloud.
So what?
Cry aloud.
I know this is I won't say it's a bedrock scripture, but this is one of the scriptures that everybody knows when coming into the truth. Because I think you heard all the fake Israelites, all right, say this scripture, all right, before coming into the truth. You probably heard the ISUPK say this hundreds of times, even in our breakdowns, thousands of times on the street. Said what?
Cry aloud.
Meaning with a loud voice, with empathy. Go ahead.
Spare not.
What?
Spare not.
We're not here to spare. You understand? We're not here to spare you from anything. Because if we spare you, you won't learn anything. If I was spared, I would not be able to learn anything. If any of you brothers and sisters were spared, you wouldn't have been able to learn anything in life. That goes back to last night's class. This is a relation into mercy. All right? Please.
Lift up thy voice like a trumpet.
Lift up thy voice as a trumpet. How many of you heard a trumpet before? It's extremely loud. It's not an instrument that you'll never hear. You'll always be able to hear it. So think of it. So raise up your voice like a trumpet. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet. Be loud. So when you hear us brothers teaching and speaking, we're loud. You sisters, you're not used to this. That's why a woman was never supposed to lead the congregation. She was never supposed to be in charge. She can't lift her voice like a trumpet, like a man can lift up his voice like a trumpet. Right. A woman doesn't sound like a trumpet when she speaks. When she yells, when she speaks, when she screams, she sounds like a clarinet. A goddamn flute. It's just a rare squeaky sound. You understand? A trumpet is loud and masculine. Please.
Right.
And also, if need be, we can play the hell out of it and harmonize it. I pray that you understand. We'll also make sweet music as well. I pray that you understand. All right?
God, sir.
Moving on.
And show my people their transgression.
Say what?
And show my people their transgression.
Show them their transgression. Show. Oh, it did say shoe, right? Show them, right? Show them or shew them their transgression. Shew is Old English for show. All right, means to let them see it. All right, please.
And the house of Jacob their sin.
Said what?
And the house of Jacob their sin.
Said what?
And the house of Jacob their sin.
So read the one before that.
And show my people their transgression.
Shew.
And shew my people their transgression.
Go ahead.
And the house of Jacob their sin.
So who are the people of God? One more time.
Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians.
That's not what the scripture says.
Oh, it's like
gotta stay with me, y'all. So say it one more time.
And show my people their transgressions. And shew my people their transgressions.
Go ahead.
And the house of Jacob their sins.
The house of Jacob are the people of God. When you see my people, it's talking about the house of Jacob, which is the house of Israel, which are the Israelites, which biblically and historically and archaeologically, so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans.
Right.
That's it on that, right?
You want me to skip to verse 5?
Exactly.
Come. Verse 5. Is it such a fast?
Said what?
Is it such a fast,
right,
that I have chosen?
It said, is it such a fast that I have chosen? Now, go to verse 4. I think I want you to go to verse 4 instead.
Come. Verse 4. Behold, ye fast for strife and debate.
It said what?
Ye fast for strife and debate.
So ye fast for what?
Strife and debate.
During this time, we had here's a problem in Israel, just like it's a huge problem today. We're always fighting each other. We're always committing some acts of violence against each other. And in this case, it's because of our oppressor. This is during captivity. If I'm not mistaken, this is the Babylonian captivity. All right. Isaiah was in that Babylonian captivity. And because we learned from the Babylonians is why the Israelites were fighting against each other, debating and strifing and arguing and going on licks. Instead of getting switches, there were knives and blades then. You understand? Knives and blades and swords and axe and bows and arrows. And we were going around doing licks on each other and spinning the block on each other then. No different. In times past, it was a bow and an arrow. Now it's a switch. Now it's a 9. Now it's a Glock 40, whatever the hell it is, whatever kind of artillery you now have in your back pocket for some odd reason. Whatever. Some of y'all got military grade weapons. And I'm like, why? You're in the projects, but no sweat. You don't need to go to war necessarily. All right, but moving on, please.
Behold, ye fast for strife and debate.
Go ahead.
And to smite with the fist of wickedness.
Said what?
And to smite with the fist of wickedness.
Because to smite with the fist of wickedness, meaning to use these weapons against your brother instead of using it against your enemy. You understand? Right. So we rather use our hands for wickedness than to use it for righteousness. So instead of not fighting each other, we use it for fighting each other. Does that make sense? No. That was a big problem in Israel. I know in Jersey City, North, Linden, Roselle, Piscataway, Plainfield, you name it. There's a lot of violence going on in our communities. There's a lot of it. Perth Amboy. The Amboys are horrible. I don't know if they still are, but I remember growing up, that was a place that my parents told me to never go. You understand? It was okay to go to Newark every once in a while, but them Perth Amboys, you got to stay away from them. Elizabeth was one of them too. All right, Jersey City was definitely one of them. Jersey City was a place that you were never supposed to go. Please.
It's like it spread all down there.
Oh,
Roselle.
All that. So it just okay. There we go. Roselle, Linden. I remember. Yeah. Listen. It's just horrible. It's just horrible. You understand? It's all terrible over there. All right. That's because of our oppressor.
Right.
That's because of America, the white man's culture and custom. Moving on, please.
Okay. To make your voice to be heard on high.
Said what?
Salaki, let me go back. Ye shall not fast as ye do this day.
Said what?
Ye shall not fast as ye do this day.
Meaning you are not to fast this way. Go ahead.
To make your voice to be heard on high.
Meaning this is not how you fast simply to be heard. This is not how you fast. This is not how you do it. Go ahead.
Is it such a fast that I have chosen?
This verse 5.
Come.
Go ahead.
It's
Start
verse 5. Is it such a fast that I have chosen?
Please.
Slack, if I make sure. When it says, you shall not fast as ye do this day to make your voice to be heard on high, meaning you shouldn't be like when you fasting, no one should know you should be fasting, right? Is that what that's saying there?
No, not necessarily. So what it's saying there is this is not the way you fast. All right. The Lord is using fast in the tense of you fast, even though you are fasting, right? Verse 5 will explain it. But the way that you are fasting, this is what you're doing. Even though you're not eating food and you're not drinking any water, whatever you're doing, you're still killing each other. You're still going to war with each other. You're still burying each other's children. You're still putting your foot 6 foot deep. All right.
I get it, sir.
Verse 5. I am wrong.
Verse 5. Is it such a fast that I have chosen?
So is it such a fast that I have chosen? This is a question. The Lord is asking, is this a fast that I chose? Please.
Khan. A day for a man to afflict his soul?
A day for a man to afflict his soul. So is this what I chose for y'all to afflict your souls for? Go ahead.
Is it to bow down his head as a bulrush?
So are you supposed to bow down your head, meaning to look sorrow and look deep in sadness like a bulrush? A bulrush is like some plant and it drips down low. Go ahead.
And to spread sackcloth and ashes under him?
So sackcloth and ashes was what you would wear and put on your body to represent you're in a state of mourning. That was Israelite culture, to wear sackcloth and put all the ashes on your face and the dirt and make yourself look dirty because you're in a time of mourning. Maybe you lost a loved one, whatever the case may be. You had a funeral of some kind. That was Israelite culture to do. Now don't be going out there and putting ashes on your faces now because I said that's Israelite culture. You don't gotta do all that. All right. That was just our customs back then to show that we are in a deep state of mourning. Go ahead.
Wilt thou call this a fast and an acceptable day to the Lord?
You said what?
Will thou call this a fast and an acceptable day to the Lord?
So the Lord is asking, is this what you're going to call an acceptable fast or the day of the Lord? Go ahead.
Verse 6. Is it not this the fast that I have chosen?
Say what?
Is not this the fast that I have chosen?
Say what?
Is not this the fast that I have chosen?
Is not this the fast that I have chosen? There was a fast that the Lord chose. You understand? Is not this the fast that I have chosen? The Lord is about to break down what this fast is. This is the fast that the Lord chose. Now, while you get that also done, if you can you give me Romans? I think I want Romans chapter 6, start at verse 14. Hold it while he reads that. Please go ahead.
Okay. To loose the bands of wickedness.
Said what?
To loose the bands of wickedness.
Said what?
To loose the bands of wickedness.
Now, what does it mean to loose the bands of wickedness? Anybody want to give it a shot? Please.
Meaning to stray away from being wicked, dealing with being like, all right, I'm trying to stay at the top and pocket, and also in today's time, meaning to stray away from celebrating Christmas and Thanksgiving, following heathen customs. Okay. To stray away from unaliving your brother over a dispute that y'all could have had a conversation about. To stray away from and fight the urge to get high and smoke cigarettes and black mouths and such.
Okay. Now you're absolutely right. Now bring me home. What is all of that you said?
All things that afflict the soul.
Okay. All of that afflict the soul. Are you saying that that's what afflicts the soul? By what?
By pleasing your flesh.
Okay. I'll take that. Give that brother a hand. Damn right. I'll take that. So now, start from the top. Well, read from where you just left off.
Okay. Is it not this the fast that I have chosen?
Mm-hmm.
To loose the bands of wickedness?
Now, loosing the bands of wickedness, like what the brother is saying, he stayed in that pocket, he stayed in the lesson plan, right? Is to resist your flesh. That's what it means to loose the bands. Say that one more time.
To loose the bands of wickedness.
To loose the bands of wickedness is to not be in bondage to sin. That's what that means. Don't be in bondage to your flesh. Don't be in bondage to your desires. Don't be in bondage to your soul. Afflict your soul. You understand? Don't be bondage to sin. A prisoner to your flesh. Don't be a beast. You understand? Have a conscience. Go ahead.
Come. To undo the heavy burdens.
So what?
To undo the heavy burdens.
Because this is what gives you burdens. This is burdensome. Sin is burdensome. Not having the resilience, all right, or the mind, or just the mindset to afflict your soul, to resist evil, to resist wickedness, to refrain from sinning, or I say refrain from pleasure, is such a burden. All you do is lie. All your life, all you did was lie. And you didn't realize it caused you so much burdens in life. Now no one trusts you. Now nobody wants to listen to you. Nobody wants to do you any favors. Nobody wants to hang around you. Nobody wants to date you, marry you, be in a relationship with you. Because all you are is a absolute filthy, disgusting liar. When the Lord said, thou shalt not lie. Listen, I remember my dad back in the day, he said, if you can lie on me, you can F on me. That's what my father taught me. And now I realize it because God said there is no greater sin. If you break one law, you break all of them.
Right.
Now I understand. Now I get it. If you can lie to me, you can F on me. So now, when I see a sister lie to me, that's it. If I'm courting that sister, she lie to me, that's it. I'm good. Moving on. You understand?
Come.
Officer Adunya, read what you got.
Come, sir. The book of Romans, chapter 6, verse 14.
Mm-hmm. Please.
Come on, sir. I'm too up.
No, Officer Dunny is about to read it. Or you want
catching up?
Oh, okay, no sir, please.
I'm too up, sir. I have it.
Go back and forth.
Wow.
You on the board.
The book of Romans, chapter 6, verse 14.
Mm-hmm.
For sin shall not have dominion over you.
Said what?
Sin shall not have dominion over you.
Now, sin is what? Anyone know what sin is? Officer Dunya?
It's breaking the law.
Right, it's the transgression of the law. And transgression is breaking the law. All right? That's what sin is. And so don't allow breaking of the law have dominion over you. Dominion meaning having power. Don't allow that to have power over you. Don't let lying have power over you. Right? Lying having power over you causes you to be a liar.
Right.
If you allow the act of unaliving someone have power over you, then you have become an unaliver. If you allow abortion to have power over you, then you become an abortionist. I know a lot of you sisters out there don't believe that having an abortion is considered to be considered a murder. It's considered to unalive a child, a living thing. I know you don't believe so. That's because a woman was never supposed to be in charge of the congregation. She was never supposed to lead over the congregation. She was never supposed to be in charge. That was given to a man because a man would tell you, what I put in you is life.
Right.
That's what a man would tell you. The Lord would tell you that a man's seed is what makes anything grow. So it must be. That's what the Lord would tell you. A man of God would tell you this. But a woman who's consumed to the customs in the seducing spirits in the culture of our oppressor, she'll tell you, there is no life in me. I can just unalive it at an embryo. I can unalive it at what's the other one? A fetus. You understand? All of that comes from who? Does anyone know where abortion comes from? Anyone aware of that history? Also, Mawasal?
Yeah, Margaret Sanger and all those pale-face oppressors.
There you go. Give that brother a hand. Margaret Sanger, the spirit of a white woman, please. Yes.
The Biden administration approved the law when Biden was in office that you can delete a fetus now at 6 months.
Oh wait,
what?
At 6 months. At 6 months. That's damn near 3 months away, sometimes 2, depending on who you are, from actually having the child. That's the 3rd trimester. That means they approved the 3rd trimester. Right, you're at the beginning of the 3rd trimester. So they approved, the Biden administration approved, which all of you black people went and repped. You understand? Y'all some Crips for the Biden administration. And let me tell you, you're the Crips of the political party. Please.
Facts. I just learned that the actual process of the abortion wasn't just them like they actually go in there and cut the baby into pieces.
Yes.
And pull them out.
One by one. Right.
Like
piece by piece.
Right.
Forceps. And they save some of the pieces to be used later.
Right.
In say their lungs or
right.
heart or brain or something like that. They
right.
For harvesting.
Come.
Right, exactly. Give that brother a hand. He's absolutely right. So our oppressor is so evil. He harvests, especially black babies too. They did it purposely so they can extinct to make the black race extinct. That was the spirit of Margaret Sanger. Right. And then on top of that, to use our babies. Oh, Salaki, did I take that from you? No. Salaki.
No.
Please.
Salaki, sir.
Please.
You know, I get a little upset, a little angry.
Absolutely.
Right?
Righteously so.
A little angry when I hear certain things like also Dunya brought to my attention, which my camp speaking was about how they give 40 million a week. 40 million, I'm still kind of like messed up over that.
Right.
To the Afghanians, right? So this is new information to me that they take. If I may, I'm just asking also Dunya because he said he got the information. So you telling me they visually, because they got to use a camera and stuff, and they go inside, cut the baby that's already and cut the baby up
piece by piece
and take it out piece by piece.
Yes, they do.
And they save some pieces.
Yes.
Sloppy. These women are not. I'm so sloppy.
No, you too up.
Because I'm asking a question because I want to know how much of a monster a woman is. Because goddamn it, Slocky for the language, Slocky to the men above me. Goddamn it, heifer. You know they going in and out of you cutting, and you know that they taking piece by piece. And for any woman that had an abortion and a second one after that, you are a complete goddamn monster because you know what's happening to a baby. To a baby.
Absolutely. Also done
it. Please. To your point, they worse than any gang, any MS-13.
Right.
Any of them.
Right. That's democratic. And little do you know, it's also Republic. It's also Republic. Please.
They're given a solution and they're kept awake for this process, so they know what's going on. They know what they're doing. They're given an injection to kind of numb them up while they go in to cut the baby in pieces and go on with the force. I've seen a clip of the procedure.
Right. It's an absolute procedure. Now, I know now this is going to hurt some of y'all, but those organs are used to produce melanin.
Yeah.
Salaki, don't get us flagged. Salaki. You know, we got to keep the class up. I only got
for teaching purpose.
Please. Right, you know what I'm saying? But however, yes, they use it for melanin. They use it for, once again, organs and things like that. So they be able to do certain surgeries using STEM, I believe, like STEM surgeries, stem cells. Please.
They're selling it. I seen 2 abortion nurses or whatever, and they was talking about how much each body part went for.
Yeah,
like it's 5,000, 10,000, and they was talking about
50.
I'm just
no, that's a fact, sir. No, I'm telling you, one of them is 50.
Yeah, I'm just shooting the numbers out.
Right, please.
The fetus alone is 50.
Right, so please continue.
That's it, sir.
That's it. Right, so they're selling them. So now our oppressor is making a profit off of the fetuses of our women, the fetuses, all right, of our women. Just think about how evil that is. Just think about how wicked that is. That's literally profit from murder. But please,
it's like your last point, right? For a fact, I know because I just seen and I just told my wife, like, yo, we not doing nothing. We keeping our fetus. We not doing none of that. We want to keep ours. I don't care what we do. We can bury it. I don't give a damn. But you know, it's $50,000 for the fetus. But not only that, do you know if nobody know what's that stuff they put on themselves when they out in the sun? Suntan lotion. You know they're using the stuff.
I believe it.
They use it. That's how they make it. Suntan lotion.
I believe it.
Right.
The sun blocker is our DNA.
Right.
It's our what you said. What was the
melanin?
The melanin, but it's they using something in it. I forgot what it's called, but it's really our stuff.
I believe it.
It is disgusting.
I believe it. Please, also,
the chemical you're talking about is called acetone. That's to protect their skin, but it's also melanin to keep it that keeps the sun blocked.
Interesting.
Now, from one of my history classes,
I just knew the white man was the devil. Y'all taught me something tonight.
Now, for one of my history classes, one of our black adventures, it was a female. She was like one of the first female pilots before Tuskegee. And what happened was the oppressor took her body, didn't give the family rights over her remains, and they started harvesting her DNA to what we now today have used as potpourri. And today, the family still don't get royalties from it, and her DNA is still being synthesized and remixed and remade to produce potpourri. What we have for potpourri spray, Glade plugins, all of that stems from originally from her DNA.
Wait, time out.
Come on, sir. Yeah.
Wait, time out. Wait, hold on. So potpourri.
Potpourri. Yeah.
And you're telling these are to make the room smell good?
Yes, everything that we use to spray, air freshener, money blessing
spray. Look up potpourri for me real quick. I want to see this potpourri. Shalakia. We'll get right back to the lesson.
The stuff that sits in bowls to freshen up your living room.
And in the meantime, get a potpourri. But now, don't allow sin to have dominion over you. All right? Don't allow sin to have dominion over you. Abortion is one of them. Don't allow that to have power over you. You understand? When it comes to homosexuality and lesbianism, don't allow that culture in those kind of way, that alternative lifestyle movement, don't allow that to have power over you. You understand? And let me break that down too. The reason why lesbianism and homosexuality has power over you, because someone had power over you. You understand?
Right.
That it may have been your uncle, maybe your auntie, maybe your father, maybe your grandfather. They had power over you.
I got it.
And you were dominated by them. And you were abused by them, sexually abused by them. And that's why you are now a homosexual or a lesbian. Don't allow that type of lifestyle to have power over you. And someone had power over them. And then someone had power over the next person that did it to them. And then that dates back all the way to our oppressor having power over our sons and our daughters. We were dominated by our oppressor first, and then we started dominating each other. We were sexually abused by our oppressor, and that's why we are now sexually abusing each other. And the Lord is against it. Officer Mawasar, please, and I'll get right with you. You got that for me?
Yeah. Yeah, Officer Yaraj. And you also sexually dominate yourself. That'll turn you into an LGBTQ member too. When you go out there, you lay with all those goddamn you go out there, you lay with all those fast tail whores and everything, and you do it repeatedly, and you don't have no self-control over your goddamn self. Before you know, you turn yourself into an LGBTQ member because you're trying to please your flesh with lust demon. You need something else that's new.
Right. I tell brothers all the time, the next step is a terrible step. The next step is a terrible step. I guess, listen, y'all brothers better chill out. In the world, y'all brothers in the world better chill out because vagina gets old. In the world, vagina gets old in the world. And then your rod takes you a place that it'll never go. into a man's mouth or into a man's rectum. That's what happens in the world. Well, guess what? It'll never happen in here.
Right.
No.
No. It'll never happen in here. Don't let us find out about it. We're kicking you out. May the Lord let us find out, so we can get you the hell up out of here. I'll run the General Hyman. I got news for you, Ottawa. I can do it for you, Salaki. I've disobeyed protocol, but I had to get him the hell out of here. Please.
Salaki, first, I'll help. That's first, sir. Second, that's what a lot of these rappers, these so-called super and mega stars and rappers and these actors and actresses, they well, let me say actors, right? Mm-hmm. They say a rapper got on a social media platform and said that he was tired of the box. He had so much box, he was tired of box and tried other things. Salaki. And it's one of your rappers, your rappers that you say is my number one rappers that said this. And it's recorded and it's proof is you can look it up.
Ain't that about a blip?
You can look it up, sir.
Please. Please show me this. What was it called again?
What is it?
Her name is Henrietta Lacks.
Okay.
Born Loretta Pleasant, August 1st, 1920 to October 4th, 1951. Mm-hmm. She had a short life. Mm-hmm. Was an African-American woman whose cancer cells are the source of the HeLa cell line, the first immortalized human cell line, and one of the most important cell lines in medical research. An immortalized cell line reproduces infinitely under specific conditions, and the HeLa cell line continues to be a source of invulnerable medical data to the present day. Lax was the unwitting source of these cells from a tumor biospeed during treatment for cervical cancer at Johns Hopkins Hospital in Baltimore, Maryland, 1951. These cells were cultured by George Otto Gay, who created the cell line known as the HeLa, which is still used for medical research. As was then the practice, no consent was required to culture the cells obtained from Lax treatment. Neither shall nor her family were compensated for the extraction or use of the HeLa cells.
Okay.
Even though some information about the origins of HeLa's immortalized cell lines was known to the researchers after 1970, the Lax family was not made aware of the line's existence until 1975. Henrietta Lacks. Henrietta.
What?
Henrietta. Last name Lacks. Lacks.
Okay, so what's that chemical you said it was
instruments in the development of numerous medical advancements and products. Here you go right here.
Go ahead, please.
Advancement in products. These includes the polio vaccine, vaccines for HPV and HIV, cancer treatments, and research into various diseases like AIDS, Parkinson's, and others. Additionally, HeLa cell have contributed to genome mapping, cloning, and even research into effective of zero gravity in space, vaccines, cancer, HIV, AIDS, cosmetics, and other products.
Mm-hmm. List those cosmetic products too.
I'm looking for it now, sir. I'm pulling it up now. Have been instruments of various medical breakthroughs there.
I don't know about y'all brothers, but I'm amazed that this is news to me, that our oppressor marginalized the cells of a dying black woman who had cancer and made it into cosmetic products. They made them into polio vaccines and HPV in AIDS vaccines and different kinds of medicines. Imagine that. You understand? Henrietta Lacks. Oh my God, please. I'll say
They used it. This
Oh,
crazy,
go ahead.
Slocky, if I may, sir. In the most recent, which is amazing, in the most recent COVID-19 outbreak, they used her DNA as a vaccine. It says they have played a critical role in developing polio and COVID-19 vaccines and have been used to study various aspects of the human body and disease. To this day, this woman died a long time ago, if I may, and they're still using her body parts and blood and her DNA to create things. Sir.
Now imagine this. Now keep this in mind. In our death, we build America.
Right.
Imagine that. In our death, we build America. That's how you know how oppressed blacks, Latinos, and natives really are. In our deaths, we make America great.
Wow.
Horrible. Please, Ayash.
She's not the only one whose DNA has been harvested. It's the fact that she has a cell that they say is an immortalized cell. So we have the secrets to immortality in our DNA. I used to donate plasma, right? They told me inside my blood is the cure for the common cold. But I asked them, if that's the case, then why do I get sick? This is why I stopped donating plasma. I don't have a rare blood type, but my blood type is almost common. However, they were using my blood, like my blood type helped cure a lot of people. And I was aware of this when I lived in Virginia at that, because that was like my little hustle. Like I would donate plasma 3 days a week.
Damn. White man is the devil the Bible speaks of. And this is why we got to come back to God's laws, statutes, and commandments. Our oppressor, Salaki, is the devil that the Bible speaks of. 3 strikes and I'm out. I think I can't say that 3 times. Salaki, our oppressor is the devil the Bible speaks of.
Sir, it says the research on the effects of zero gravity in outer space and the development of polio.
But I want them cosmetic names.
I'm looking for the cosmetics. Sir.
What's the name of the chemical that he say cosmetics? Is that what it says? I want the brands.
That's the Lord.
Yeah. If you can put it on the screen real quick. Continue reading, Officer Dunya, Romans 6 a weekend, because we're about to close out as soon as 8:51.
Come, sir.
All the time.
Now, please continue, Officer Dunya.
Come, sir.
But just know the oppressor is the devil the Bible speaks of. All right, please.
Right.
For ye are not under the law.
So what?
Ye are not under the law.
It says ye are not under the law. When it says ye are not under the law, you're not under the law that unalives you. At one point in time, you were supposed to be put to death for the crimes you committed against God. You were supposed to be stoned to death. You understand? Because you sinned against the Most High. You're no longer under that law. Please.
Come. But under grace.
But what?
Under grace.
But what?
Under grace.
Continue.
What then? Shall we sin?
Say what?
What then? Shall we sin?
So shall we sin? Even though we're under grace, shall we sin? Go ahead.
Because we are not under the law, but under grace.
So because we're no longer under the law, meaning the law that unalives us if we sin against God, do we continue in sin? Meaning to break the laws of God? Please.
God forbid.
That just means no. That's an extreme no. You're not to continue to break the laws of God simply because we are under grace or the Lord gave us mercy. You understand? Continue.
Come. Know ye not that to whom ye yield yourselves servants to obey, his servants ye are to whom ye obey.
So you become servants of who you obey. Meaning if you obey sin, you become a servant of sin. I think I may have skipped ahead. Please continue reading. I think it's the next, right? Is it the next?
You just covered that.
I did. I just covered it just about. Okay, we'll drop that for now. All right. So if you obey sin, right? That's Isaiah 58. That's what I was breaking down. The water. There's a reason. I knew there's a reason why I pulled this. We got off topic a little because I was so shocked that America is making money off of the sales of a black woman from the 1900s, the early 1900s. It's ridiculous. But now, before we close out, just understand, a real fast is keeping the laws of God.
Right.
A real fast, you can be not drinking water all day long. You can not eating food all day long, all weeks long, whatever intermediate you fast, whatever the hell it is. A real fast to the Lord, according to the laws of God, is to afflict your soul, is to stop sinning and stop being a sinner. Fast from not eating pork. That's what you need to fast from. Fast from getting tattoos. You understand? Fast from homosexuality and lesbianism. Fast from pornography. Ooh-wee. That's a you thought coke was bad? Pornography is worse. You understand? You thought meth was bad? You thought fentanyl was bad? Pornography is worse. You understand? Pornography, right? XXX. It's worse. It's so terrible that you have sisters wanting to gratify themselves for money. You understand? To gratify themselves in front of a screen for money. And you brothers pay for it. I know y'all do. I know y'all do. Some of y'all got some accounts, don't y'all? All right. Well, end your accounts tonight. All right. Don't let us find out you got an OnlyFans account. Delete it. It better say used 13 something years ago. All right. You know what I'm saying? All right. Get rid of get rid of them accounts. Unsubscribe from all the corn sites out there, the XXX sites. Stop watching these stars. All right. Leave it alone. All right. Get you a real woman. Some of y'all don't realize coochie is tangible. All right. You can get you some box. Box is tangible. All right. And it's free.
Absolutely.
It's free and tangible. Just do it the right way. Get you a good solid sister. If you need help getting a sister, just let me know. Send me her picture and I'll let you know if she's a whore or not. All right. I'll let you know. I'll let you know if she's a SLUT. All right. Well, I'm gonna close out the class from there. All right. So Shalom Israel, where the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander YAHANNA. And we're not affiliated with any other Israelite group. You mean to pass it? No, we're not affiliated with any other Israelite group nor any other Christian organization. With that, Shalom. All right. Men of Israel.
Just go ahead, sir, so I'll take care of it.
Okay. You gonna say Amayim Shabbat?
No, you can do it, sir. You can take care of it, sir. I just want to end the class.
Oh, well, I think my officer was.
No, he's still here.